Okay, so it's,
or you kind of just could always stay ready, so you don't got to get ready.
Absolutely. Okay, cool.
You got to kind of have things set up, or you kind of just.
All right, we in here. So, peace, everyone. We got an impromptu edition of Masterminds with Brother Shem. I got my good brother here, the Copper Child Mike L, in the building. And we're going to do a part 2, a sequel to our conversation on the movie Doctor Strange. This is actually going to be dealing with the sequel to Doctor Strange, which is, what is it? Madness of the Multiverse? Yeah, Multiverse of Madness. That's what it's called. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. But before we do that, I'm going to open up the platform to Copper Child Mike L to go and definitely introduce to the people what he got going on. And while he's doing that, I will go ahead and put in the chat his information.
Yeah, so peace, everybody. I appreciate being on the platform. Thank you, Shem L. It's my pleasure to be here with you and, build on this movie because, as you know, I'm into the Marvel Comics and I'm into all the action figures and the action figure photography. So it's like, it's right. It's a frequency that I can vibrate on, man. So I'm excited. And I like the audience to know that I make what I call Marvel comic crowns. So what I'm wearing right now is actually one of my Lego Marvel comic crowns. So everything Marvel, DC as well. You can customize a crown if you like. I'll give you an example. Actually, might not. Oh yeah, give an example. So my whole thing is about being the hero in you. We're all superheroes in our own right. We just have to find and ignite that light that's within. So let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So here goes a crown right here. And this is the mighty Thor. Crown for him. That's just what I had. That was a. Here we have another one. Got so many. Let me find one more. I mean, a few more. Here we go. This one is Thanos. That's it. See, so this is what I do. And if anybody's interested in getting a crown, the link is in the description. And my number is 212-256-1358. And you have to check out the video that we did, the last video we did on Doctor Strange. And you could also look at the action figure photography as well. So here goes some of the clips of the action figure photography that I do. So you see these action figures behind me. I'm actually an action figure photographer, and I create dioramas and scenes and just have fun with the photography. So this is a diorama that I created, and we have Dr. Strange within the diorama. Then I use, you see we have crystals there. We have a lapis lazuli and a rose quartz crystal. And the flower of life is imprinted on the crystal. And that's part of the diorama. And let me show you maybe 2 more photos and then we can move on. Take a lot of pictures. All right, so here goes photo that I took with That's Carnage and Miles Morales and Peter Parker in the back. You see, Peter and Miles got hemmed up. Carnage is not playing. And here goes another scene. Shuri and Okoye. Wait, it's not Okoye, that's I know I'm getting the sister's name wrong, but can you hear me, Shamel?
Yeah, I can definitely hear you. I can hear you.
That's is that Okoye? I'm forgetting the name.
Don't ask me, bro.
I'm forgetting the name.
A while back.
Hold on, I got the box on the wall. I know it's Shuri. Yeah, that's Okoye. I just want to make sure I get the name right. And also, so the crown that I'm wearing, let me show you what let me show you a close-up of the actually, yeah, let me show you a close-up of it without me taking it off. So that's T'Challa as a Star-Lord. And then here goes some pictures. See, the crowns are actually unisex. It's for men and women. So here goes some lovely young ladies wearing the crowns. And you guys know I do the Kemetic crowns as well. Here, let me show you this though, because I know you guys are probably used to seeing this crown. This is like one of my most popular ones. But I wanted to show you the diversity and variety as well. And here goes, probably used to seeing these. And then I'm ready when you are, Shem, if you're ready. I want to keep
Absolutely, bro. Yeah.
Okay. So,
definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Fly work. Shout out to Hakeem Miles. He says the crowns are crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, all right. Thank you. All right. They feeling it. All right.
Yeah, so they definitely showing some love, man. And I just know I be seeing where you be having those hip hop artists, like Jadakiss, Fat Joe, Rakim and all them rocking your crowns, man. That's a good look. So definitely.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be out there. You're gonna see a lot more of the celebrities rocking, like Michael Collier. He has a morning show. Michael Collier, that's the comedian from Blackish. He's on Blackish. He reps him a lot. Yeah.
Funny brother.
I'm really.
Yeah.
Check this out. People don't know, but since we're right here, this is my brand. Like, I make these shirts, and you see who's repping the shirts, the t-shirts, right?
Russell Simmons.
Yeah, you see, and that's because my IG is I_skate_NY. So here goes the board. So who's repping? That's my board. Who's repping the board?
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, so I got a lot of people, influential people repping my brand, and like I'm really appreciative of that, And this is like throughout the years, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you brought up the celebrity thing, because it gave me the opportunity to show everybody those flicks that they might not have seen,
Oh yeah, definitely promote that, brother. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I make those boards too, like that board that Dave was holding up. That's my signature skateboard. Like, I'm a skateboarder. That's what I do. When y'all check, everything out, you'll see, in detail. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Indeed, brother. Well, yeah, man, we're gonna get into it. We're just gonna have a casual conversation about what we saw. I actually got to see this movie twice. And then I knew I had to watch WandaVision, and I haven't even seen all of WandaVision. I just saw, just enough to give me a better understanding or overstanding of who Wanda was. So we're gonna get into that. So of course, by the title, it's dealing with the multiverse. And interesting thing about that is that there's a lot of conversation right now dealing with the multiverse. The thing with CERN, which is the European Organization for Nuclear Research, and the LHC, which is the Large Hadron Collider that they got. They just reignited that. We're going to get into that as well. But there's a lot of talk. Matter of fact, that particular organization actually dealt with the aspect about the parallel universes as far back as 2010. And, you know, they're noted as being responsible for discovering, quote unquote, the God particle. So there's a lot of science that I've been noticing recently where they're really speaking on certain things that kind of put people hip to in movies and in shows, you know what I'm saying? And of course, Doctor Strange is one of them. But as you know, it starts off with a dream, right? Remember that. So you don't know it's a dream at first. So Doctor Strange is having this dream, allegedly. In this dream, he's with this young girl. And this young girl, first they're speaking, I guess, in Spanish or in another language. And then they're in this, they're in between worlds, right? So while they're in between worlds, they're being chased by this monster. And they're trying to get this particular book, right? Which is the Book of Ashanti.
Oh, Ashanti, okay.
Book of Ashanti, right. So in the process of this dream, when they're doing it, he says, this Doctor Strange in the dream says, I got to take your power. You know what I'm saying? It said it's the only way to do it. So she obviously has some power. And she's wearing this blue jean jacket that has a star on it, right? We're going to get into the symbolism of the star and all of that. But as he's taking the power, he gets killed in the dream state. And then she opens up a portal that's in the shape of a star, right? And long story short, Doctor Strange wakes up. Now, the thing about that is dealing with the fact that he comes to find out that that dream is not really a dream. That actually happened with another version of him in a different universe. So they're saying is that your dreams are actually insights into other alternative universes. So let's just ponder that for a moment, right? So we all have dreams, or most of us have dreams. Some people don't dream, like in the case of this young girl.
All their dreams.
Say that again?
Or perhaps sometimes people don't recall their dreams.
People don't recall their dreams, right? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I heard of cases of people who don't dream in color. You know what I'm saying? So it's very interesting when you get into the dream world, you know, like, and I'm sure people have probably seen Inception. Inception is a great movie that deals with the dream, how you can be in a dream within a dream. I mean, I go through that a lot, that particular state of mind where you wake up out of a dream, but you're still in the dream state. It's like dreams within dreams. So this particular thing, so what they're saying is that the dreams are actually your insight into another you in a parallel universe, right? So if you notice later on in the movie, when they give the illustration of these universes, you notice they look like neurons. Like they look like little balls that connected with stringly lines on it. It's just like a neuron. And if you look up about galaxies, they'll tell you that galaxies and universes, their structure is just like a neuron. Neurons in the brain. There's also been studies that say that scientists have said that we have as much as 11 dimensions inside our brain. That's how many they counted so far, right? So if there's 11 dimensions in the brain, multiple dimensions within the brain, then you're looking at the aspect of, you know, we're tapping into universes all the time. We're tapping into these different worlds. Now, to speak about the world, let's get back into this young girl whose name is America, which is interesting, right? It's a girl named America. So, and she's from this place where she's only one of a kind. Her and her people in this world are one of a kind. And but she has this star on her back in the jean jacket. There's something else on the jean jacket we're gonna get into. But that star becomes the portal. When she's scared, you know what I'm saying, she can open up a portal in the shape of a star, right? Now I want to give a shout out and honors to my good brother Cosmo L, who I did an interview with him, you know, just the other week, where in his book, Higher Self and Lower Self, the first thing he talks about is the star. And we went into that. It's something called the Seba star. The Seba star is a star inside of the circle. And the star looks like a starfish, right? Inside of a circle. Now, the thing about this symbol is that this is the symbol of the ancient Kemetic Duat or Amduat, D-U-A-T, which is the underworld, or the realm, what they call the realm of the dead, but not dead in a bad sense, but dead in the sense of those souls that are transitioned into the other realm. You know what I'm saying? When you deal with Ma'at, you know, weighing your heart against the feather and things of that nature. So it's interesting that the portal to these other dimensions is the star, the 5-pointed star. That's one. And her name is America Chavez. Chavez is means in Spanish keys, like keys to a door.
America Keys.
Right. So she becomes the keys to these different portals to other realms, other dimensions. Exactly. Now, when you saw her on Earth, when you first saw her, did you notice that she had a button, like a pin, on her jacket?
Not maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But
Okay.
I'm following with you. Was it rectangular shape?
Yeah, it was rectangular shape.
All right, I think I remember. Yeah.
That was a LGBT flag.
Right.
Yeah, it was an LGBT flag. It's a modified version of an LGBT flag.
Exactly.
Huh?
Is that what it is? Like, is that?
Yeah, it's the actual flag. It's a new version of the flag. They call it I looked it up. They call it an all-inclusive flag.
So you know what's crazy? I don't have that action figure, and I wish I did, because if I had it, it would be on there, and I'd be able to look at it right now.
Yeah.
I wish I had that figure. Every time I saw it in the store, I never got it. I always got something else. But I'm gonna get that action figure. I'm gonna show you the photography. All right. Mm-hmm. I gotta check that out. Yeah. Because it would be on the figure. Yeah.
It would be on the figure. And if you just see a jacket and you pause it, then you'll see that symbol. Now, this is going to tie in. So obviously, it's a statement that she's part of that community. Now, you find out.
I realized that because I didn't get that far. Remember, I only got up to when they say, now you're going to sit with the Illuminati. But I didn't realize that. But I do like her character, just from me say that so far. I really do like her character.
And they never really say it up front. Like, there's never no statement in the whole movie where she says, "Oh, I like girls," or "Oh, I'm."
But there was never. I guess so far it's just her and Dr. Strange. So it's like I never seen like a possible significant other for her. But,
exactly, you don't see it. Yeah. But what you do see is later on when they go to the other Earth. And we're going to talk about that later. And they do her memories. She goes through this thing where they run the memories.
See, when they saw her mother, and when she opened up her first portal, that's what I was tripping about. Because she said, my mom's.
My mom's.
She said, my mom's. She didn't say, and, Dr. Strange said, your mothers,
Yeah.
they'll be all right.
Yeah,
You
your
didn't, it's
mothers
not
will
your
be all
fault.
right. Exactly.
Yeah, so I did notice that. But
So
that's
that,
a, you know, that, yeah, okay.
yeah, so that all falls under that whole thing with the flag. So now you see this connection with that in the flag. So
I want you to connect. Don't leave out the pizza, but go ahead.
okay. So,
If there's a connection, don't leave that out.
well,
Because I thought that was interesting. Go ahead.
yeah. So basically in that world, which is a whole nother, we'll get into the whole number things of the world. But in that world, well, first off, let's deal with America. In the realm that she started, of her origin was that she was able to open up portals. So that's her gift. That's like her power. She can go through different dimensions at will.
It seems she came from like a.
Huh?
It seems she came from like a celestial type people, like a godly type people, like her mothers and her. I mean, if you saw the way her mothers were dressed, it seemed like they were already in some sort of utopia. I don't know. It just seemed like they were.
Yeah, definitely. She lived in that particular realm that was outside of the other realms, so to speak. You catch what I'm saying?
And were they humans in that realm?
They were humans in that realm.
Okay.
They would be considered humans, but to that point, they're outside of time. They existed outside of time. So if you notice, there's been a theme really in both movies. There's a concept of time being brought forth. If you follow through, because that's where you always see the broken watch. You always see
in the memory. Was the watch broken? And I didn't pay attention to the time. But when they stepped in the circle for memory lane,
yes,
I didn't pay attention to the time. I was like, damn, I should have looked to see what time it was on the watch. And was the watch broken at that point?
No, it wasn't broken at that point. When
Okay.
when we received it in that link, we're gonna get into that. It wasn't broken then.
Okay.
So that's a whole context in that. That's whole symbolism in that. When he first got the watch, it wasn't broken, right? It was broken for 2 movies that started from the accident in the first movie, and everybody can check our conversation in the first video we did about that. But at the end of the movie, of this movie, he fixes the watch. You see what I'm saying? So that's all symbolic in that. So peep this. We're gonna go back. So remember I said he wakes up from the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So after the dream happens, he does this. He gets ready to go to a wedding, right? So he goes to the wedding, and the wedding is of his ex-girlfriend. Now, we're gonna go into this. What's his ex-girlfriend's name?
Damn, I forgot. Just start with L.
Nah.
I forgot. Kate. Karen. I forgot.
I'll say Christine.
Christine. Okay.
Christine. So Christine, who's there throughout this whole movie, in all the universes, in 2 universes, 2 Earths.
Okay.
She's Christine is Christ.
Mm. Yeah, I think we went. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Christine is Christ, and it's her wedding, right? She's married somebody, a brother, a melanated man.
You see it. They have like from the distance, you can see it, and then okay.
Yeah, and his name is Charles. Now, remember I said in the last conversation when we spoke, we spoke about Mordu. Mordu's full name is Baron Carl Amadeus Mordu.
Baron is a title of nobility.
Baron's title of nobility. Carl means free man. Carl and Charles means free man. So Christine Christ marries this melanated brother, Charles, who's a free man. You catch what I'm saying? And the names is all symbolic. Charles and Christine, or Christine and Charles, they had in the invitation. So he goes there, right? Now, what's the first thing he does? What's the first act of magic he do at the wedding? You remember that?
His tie. Put on his tie.
That's before he gets to
that was before the wedding.
That was what he does at the wedding.
Okay. Oh man, I forgot. What did he do?
She came up. This was at the reception, after they had the wedding ceremony, and she danced with Charles, the brother. She came up and walked to the bar. She got a glass of water.
You turned it into wine.
Turned it into wine.
Wow, that's the Christ. Yeah.
That's the Christ.
Yeah. You know what? I almost forgot. Okay, that's the answer to the question. All right, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing with these movies. If you would have turned your head for that split second, you would have missed it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I almost didn't see it, but I remember, yeah. All right, you turned the water into wine. And I wasn't even sure if that's what happened. It happened so quick.
It's happened quick. Yep.
The way they did it, it happened so quick. I'm like, did I just see that? I really, honestly, that's why I didn't recall it when you asked me.
Yeah.
Almost. That's why it almost slipped my mind. But yeah.
Yeah. So they planned it. They'll plan it real quick, so it hits your subliminal. You know what I'm saying?
Work the way they did. I almost missed it. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So that whole scene is a Christ scene. You know what I'm saying? Christ. That was the.
See, I get it now. That's that Christ energy. Yeah.
Yeah, that Christ energy, and she represents the Christ energy in there because she is connected to his heart.
Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ. And in the other world, and in the other earth, her hair is red. And red represents, in that scenario, it represents passion. You catch what I'm saying? So his whole thing throughout the whole time was he had all this power. Remember, she asked him the question, "Are you happy?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Right?
Yeah, he asked it. He said, "Yeah," but he was really lying. You find that later on. Because he talks to one of his other versions of
his other self.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you find that out, like his whole thing was that he was empty. You know, he had all this power, but he didn't have love. You catch what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, this what I feel about these movies, the Doctor Strange movies, and there's a few other movies like and the Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm.
They really want to on some, if there is such thing as let me just say it like this. Their target audience seems to be people who harp on losses in life. Not you know what I mean? Meaning not necessarily, when I say target audience, I mean there's people that these movies are going to affect in a way that could really some people can't handle something simple as a movie. You know what I mean? So as far as the programming, they're really trying to get people to harp on losses of a loved one, because there's people, in this world who have children that have lost their children and can relate to the Scarlet Witch. You know what I mean? So
right.
these movies impact those people in a different way.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like that's part of the programming. So it's not necessarily to help them, but it could be to aggravate them in a way, I feel. You know what I mean?
Right. And no, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. Let me cut your thought.
Yeah, and it's the same with Doctor Strange. He's harping over his lost loved one, his girlfriend, fiance, or you know what I mean? So, or his loved one. So there's people that can relate to that. So when they see it, or even his story with him in the beginning, his injury, you know what I mean? I really feel like they put that's a part of the drama, so
right.
Some people like to be scared to death, you know what I mean? Or some people just like to have, the reality that they live, see it in someone else in the drama. And, that's part of the drama, I guess. But I think we should just be mindful that not to let it get to you. Like if there's people out there where they can relate to these situations, and don't let it get to you, because it could be overwhelming. That's why they have parental guidance, but some people, adults, movies affect them like it would affect a child. So I just think it's good to be mindful of that. What do you think?
Yeah, you definitely make a good point. I know one of the things they like to say is like, we want to humanize the character. They'll say that, like, we try to humanize the character, like you mentioned about the Scarlet Witch, because Scarlet Witch throughout the whole movie, she's the nemesis. She's the enemy. She is the person who's the source of all this evil. But then they add the human connection with it due to her having sons in another dimension. Because remember that conversation her and Dr. Strange had. She was like, "You have no sons. You made them up." She's like, she said, "They're real in all the other worlds. I know because I dream about them every day." So now, like you said, now that connects to a person's, heart chakra. Like, oh, she's a mother.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Sympathy for her when she even is doing the most vile stuff, because this is what a mother would do, with no link that a mother would
see themselves in the character.
They see themselves in the character. Exactly.
So I think, and like to add to what you said, like Scarlet Witch was talking to Dr. Strange, and she was saying that Chavez is not a little girl, and said that she's a powerful spiritual being. So don't look at her as just a little girl. But he was, like you said, humanizing her, right?
Exactly.
Yep. So I think that's part of the fascination that I myself and other people might have with the whole storyline and drama and of it all. So it's
yeah, definitely. And speaking of Scarlet Witch, getting to the scene where they first met up at that time, right? Because of course he had to meet up with her because he needed more understanding about the multiverse. So peep this. When he met her, you remember where he met her at?
It was an illusion. I remember that.
It was an illusion.
It wasn't in a garden. Was it in a garden? It seemed like it was a garden.
Close, very close. It was an orchid. It was it's an apple tree orchid.
Okay, a garden. Okay.
Yeah, basically just like a garden. It had nothing but apple trees.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the whole Adam and Eve scenario.
Oh, there you go. Okay, there you go. Wow.
But even though they weren't fully grown, but
but that makes perfect. That's okay. I get it. Okay, what you're saying. That's the theme. It goes according with the theme.
That's the thing, because he said they smell. She's like, what she said, something like they smell delicious. He said, or something like that. He's like, no, I was about to say real. And she said, it is real. I left the magic.
They were pink. They were like pink little flowers, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. But the whole concept is that these are apple trees, right? And the whole concept throughout the whole movie is you have the book of the Darkhold and the book of Vashanti.
Was it Nashanti?
Vashanti with a V.
Vashanti, okay, because I'm
like
all right. Because I'm thinking
but with a V to Vashanti. Yep, Vashanti.
Okay.
So it was the book of Vashanti. Now the book of Vashanti was the book of for this conversation, the good magic. It was the positive energy. It was the light, so to speak. The book of the Darkhold was the book of evil, or black, what they would call black magic.
And
so that's the tree of good and evil, tree of the knowledge of good and evil, because each book had knowledge. You had knowledge of the dark.
How do you figure it out when you see it? Like, it just comes to you. How do you figure that out? Because I'm listening to you. It makes perfect sense.
Well, that's for me, like I said, I look at things mainly from a Kabbalistic standpoint. You know, in my study of Kabbalah, you know, like I said, I give a shout out to A.A. Rashid. Like, Kabbalah breaks down in everything. So you can actually see those things. You can actually see concepts of Elohim.
Well, automatically, but I know for you, I could tell how you see, because certain things, I see things automatic like that too. Right. But I guess I don't have the knowledge as a precursor. You know, I guess I need to do a little bit more research to have that foundation. You know what I mean? Because I'm just enjoying it. I'm like, Ashanti, Dark Hole. I'm not putting the two together. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just oohing and eyeing. And you like, nah, man, that's the you breaking it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You like, nah, man, that's the good and evil, and that's the, you know, that's the apple, and this, and that's the Christ, and that's the water, and that's the wine. And it just seemed like it just come like that for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, you know, I might, when you say it, I'm like, I can't deny it, but it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? So I applaud you, man. That's
gratitude, bro. Yeah, it's right there, man. When you look at it, so peep this. So they had the book. Remember, there's a part. All right, let me get to this part. I'm gonna explain this real quick. They say with the dark hole that it has an effect on the reader, not just its environment, but the reader, whoever partakes of it. Right? There's a scene later down the line where Dr. Strange meets his other version of himself in one of the worlds, and they're having a conversation, right? This is after this guy's world was destroyed. So in that conversation, and some people may have seen it in the trailer, if you haven't seen the movie, but in that conversation, he saw that the regular Doctor Strange saw that, yo, you got the book, you got the dark hole, you got the book of the dark hole. He was holding it. Every universe has their own book of the dark hole, right? Every book has their own. So he said, yeah. He said, basically, you don't want to touch this. You don't want to. He said, but I need that. He's like, it has, and I'm paraphrasing, it has a whole, you know, it has an effect on the soul of the person who reads it. Now, at some point in time, he says, that's when they had the conversation about Christine. He said, remember I said, when I spoke to Christine at the wedding, and she asked, was I happy? I said, yeah, but you know, I lied, right? So he said, he basically said, what he ended up doing was seeing other Doctor Strangers and basically killing them. And he said, I tell you what, I'll give you the dark hole if you give me Christine. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Man. So he's mad over that Christine, man.
That's the whole scenario. Like they're losing it over there. Christine. So is that deep? So at some point in time, what happens is that Doctor Strange who has a dark hole, you see a literal eye open in the middle of his forehead. It's a literal eye. Like, so he literally has 3 eyes.
Wow.
Right? So
I gotta see that, man. I need
you gotta see that. So his eye open, right? So he hoped, because he has the dark hole. Fast forward, they fight and whatever, and he actually has the other Doctor Strange gets the dark hole. He uses it. Okay. Fast forward to the end and get the spoiler alert. At the end, Doctor Strange ends up having the same third eye. He actually ends up having a third eye.
For real?
Yeah, in the end. So
I got the action figure.
You may not see it in that one. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm gonna look for it.
But
it could be there though.
It could be there. But right now, So basically, they're telling you from here on in, when you see him in future movies, he's going to have that third, or at times he'll have the third eye opening in the middle of his head. So,
matter of fact, yeah.
So let me use the Bible story. Okay, the Bible story in the book of Genesis, the Garden of Eden, right? The serpent is talking to Eve. And I think we had a conversation similar to this in the other video, but he has a conversation with Eve. And she tells the serpent, of all the trees, we were told we shouldn't eat of the fruit from the tree, the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, because in that day we will surely die. And the serpent said, no, you will not surely die. In that day, your eyes will be open and you will be as gods, knowing good and evil. So at that point in time, he knows good and evil. And then when they ate the fruit, Eve and then later Adam, their eyes were open. So we know, and we teach this more in science, that the eye is not the physical, is not the two eyes, but it's that inner eye. Some people would call the third eye. So that actual third eye in the movie that you see in Doctor Strange symbolizes that pineal gland being opened. And that was only after he held the book of the Darkhold. Now, if you remember the first movie, Doctor Strange, when he took that trip through those dimensions, through that world, the ancient one told him, open your third eye, open up your eye. And she pressed that part where his eye would be, that pineal gland would be, and then he went through that trip. But if you watch that movie again, she said, open your eye. And it was at that same area. And in this movie, at the end of the movie, he actually has a physical eye that opens up. So you're actually seeing this consistently about that pineal eye being open. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole Genesis story. You catch what I'm saying? So that's how real it gets with that particular aspect. You know what I'm saying? And real quick, because I know they might not see it, just go ahead and show them that, because when I'm talking, they can't see me. But go ahead and explain.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, I thought they could see it. Now I was just showing visuals, So, all right, here. I was just showing people some of the figures, the different depictions that you might find of Strange in these movies. Because these are like this is actually from the movie that we're talking about. You see that? So this is the way this is his outfit in the actual movie. See, let me show you the back. And we didn't even build on Renthra. But yeah, all right. So yeah, I just wanted I thought, all right.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, Renthra. Yeah, the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Character that the green Minotaur character that is in the Mystic School in Comic-Con.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, man.
I didn't even I got to the part, I think, did he die and then Scarlet resurrected them again? Or were they just injured? Because I got up to that part where
they were
frozen?
injured. They were injured.
They were injured. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because the sister there, Sarah, who was also the dark-skinned sister with the short hair, who was also she's
the one who stabbed the book of
yeah, she ended up stabbing, right, but then she died right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so some of them were like down, but they weren't dead. He was one of them who wasn't dead. He wasn't killed. They were just severely injured because at that time, to kind of give the people the backstory, the Scarlet Witch came out to Commentage to get the girl. And that's when that whole thing popped off. But then the Wong was still there. So basically, Wong was held captive. And the Scarlet Witch was basically threatening him, like, you got to tell me, because she no longer had the Darkhold there. And she said, you better tell me the spells from the Darkhold, right?
Because he knew him off the top of his head, right?
Yeah,
was that what he was saying?
She assumed he knew all of that, being the Sorcerer Supreme. And he said, you'll have to kill me first. He said, I'm not going to kill you, I'm going to kill them. And that's when if you saw, he was one of the ones who she raised up off the ground and was like shooting that energy at them.
Yeah, and he was shaking, right?
Yeah, they were shaking. And that's when he admitted later on, like, the book you have is a copy that actually comes from a source at this place, what they call Wundagore, Mount Wundagore. So they had to go there. And in there, that's where you found the actual, it was like a sanctuary for her that she didn't even know about the Scarlet Witch, which was very interesting because you see the symbols of 8 there, right? You'll see the, even though you see some hexagrams, I should say a hectagon stone that she's on, when they do the bird's eye view, those sigils, those symbols that you see, they're 8-pointed sigils. And then when they show the stone of her in the back, right, where she's almost look like she's levitating, and they show her hair has 8, it looked like 8 locks, 4 on each side, coming out the crown of them horns. And then you see those 8s. If you look closely, you're gonna see 8s all on the side, go ahead.
But you know what I'm thinking about as you talk? I'm thinking, is the Darkhold the same book from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I don't know. I've never seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, but so the Darkhold was in WandaVision though.
Yeah, it was.
So you see, but I think it was also on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I forget, but also my point is this, like, so do you see how seeing WandaVision helps you understand this movie, even though I didn't see the whole thing, but of this one. But
yeah,
man, that man, because it helps you understand the Scarlet Witch and her powers, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, man, I mean,
because they even made reference to that, because when they first had a conversation, Dr. Strange is talking to her. She says
she hypnotized the town.
Yeah, she said, something to the effect of, I'm sorry about Westview. She said,
Westview.
Yeah, and Westview is the town that she created.
It's a real town. Yeah.
Right.
That's a real town over there in Jersey. You know that, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a real place.
Wow.
That makes it even crazier, right?
It is crazy.
I was talking, somebody bought a crown, I swear, and it was like, yeah, I live in Westview. I was like, for real? I was like, it's a real place. It was like, yeah, I live in Westview.
That's right.
Like, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that right there, that shows you, like, understanding WandaVision. And just to get into Wanda, like, even her name, Wanda Maximoff. Wanda, of course, that's a play off the word wand, like magic wand. And then Maximoff, if you look at it and break it down, that's Maxim off. Maxim, like maxims of truth, is like a statement. It's like a declaration. You know what I'm saying? Like when you deal with certain maxims, like in the Kabbalion, they have 7 maxims. So off is to be off. So she was off her maxim. She was off.
You say a maxim is you said a maxim is what?
Is a foundation. It's a foundation,
Maxim is a
true
foundation.
foundation. So it's like your maxim may be like in more science, all maxims are
Maxim
principles.
off. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Those
So
will
she's
be our
off the
maxims.
foundation.
Right. So she's off the foundation of truth.
And
You know
and let me add something. I think that's the name of a real person, of the writer who made that. Is that did you do that? Do you know about that? Like,
I'm not sure. That may be.
Yeah, no, I think that name is like the person. I think that's the writer. It has something to do with like a real person that exists, like the writer or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, I think so. So that might be something to look into as well, because I'm thinking that name comes from like a real person that exists, not just the character. And then they gave the name to the character.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, check and see it. Yeah, look after that. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And then of course Scarlet. Scarlet is red. You know what I'm saying? You have that theme of red. Red, of course, we know can mean passion.
Is originally what, a spider?
Scarlet is the
for
color.
some reason. Oh yeah, Scarlet Red. But I'm thinking Scarlet's Web. Scarlet's Web.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? So because there got to be a connection to that too.
Right.
Somehow the Scarlet's Web. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, okay, Scarlet Red.
Definitely, because she wears the red. You know what I'm saying? And everything, her energy that she shoots out is of a red color, Scarlet Witch. And the scarlet also is symbolic, like in the Bible, that's connected with the harlot. You know what I'm saying?
And then the red also kind of reminds me of the Christ energy as well.
Well, in the passion aspect, right, in the passion, because that's when Christine and her, in the alternate universe, she had red hair. Red hair. So that's on that note. You know what I'm saying?
And so
but on the flip side, it can also deal with your lower chakra as well. So it's a two-way that it can be turned depending on the person who holds that energy. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's interesting when it was in that alternate universe, the first one, which was, what was that? 838? Earth 838?
There's an 838 and a 636?
616. 616 is the original Earth. 838. Right.
Okay.
838 is where they went to and they saw Christine, other Christine.
Okay. When he was in see, I kind of didn't understand, because I didn't really see that, and I don't have the action figure but to that suit either. But when he was in that little containment unit and he saw Christine, right? That's the first time I saw them together in the multiverse, when he was in that you understand what I'm talking about?
Containment center, right? That was in 838.
Okay, all right.
838. Yeah, she was.
So, but I thought that was interesting because he was asking what was their relationship in that universe, and it seemed like that was really cool, because it seemed like he would have wanted to try to stay there, right? Because there was nothing wrong with it, But I only got up. That's where I stopped watching the movie at, right there. But I found that part interesting because that was his perfect world. He had an opportunity to be with her. He was just on the other, wrong side of the containment unit.
Right. And then later on, they do actually get together, but that's down the line. But to your point, that's the one who has the red hair. The one in the original Earth doesn't have the red hair, but she has the red hair in 838.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so 838. Okay.
Yeah. And that whole
so thing. So you gotta notice stuff like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you saw it, you peeped when they was crossing the street, the green light was stopped. And they said, oh, go on red. And he even repeated, oh, you go on red. So that's subliminal right there. You go on red.
On red, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
man, you picking it. Why you think it was on the red energy? So I mean, what you think is the significance on just emphasizing the red?
Well, the red, that deals with your lowest chakra. You know what I'm saying? So if you know anything about about colors and frequency, the how can I say it? The light that hits the color that hits your eyes the fastest is blue, right? The color that hits your eyes the slowest is red. Red always ignites desire. That's why a lot of a lot of restaurants, their symbols, they'll have red in it. McDonald's,
or even the tablecloth might be red.
Tablecloth might be red. Red is very big. You know what I'm saying? Of course, also red is dealing with blood sacrifice and things of that nature. But red is also always an energy pertaining to passion. Like there's even with the fez that I have, there's stories that, a lot of older Moors will say that the fez was originally white, but it became red through the blood that was shed by our ancestors. You catch what I'm saying? It's just different scenarios and operations of that. But red energy is always an energy of passion and desire, which can be, it can work for you or against you depending on which side of it you deal with. So in the case of Scarlet Witch, and that's to your point earlier, she had the ability to do good, and she actually did good in the end, but she was driven by desire. That's why she created a whole fake world in WandaVision. That's why she did what she did in this movie, trying to see these other dimensions to get to her children, right? And Doctor Strange is driven by ego. If you remember back and we'll take you back to the wedding, because they repeated this later on.
He's blaming everything on himself.
But not even that too. But the point I was getting to is when they had the conversation, he had a conversation with Christine, they talked about why it couldn't work. And she says, because you always got to be the one holding the knife. You remember when she said that?
Yeah, I do.
So that's ego. So
I'm not sure I understood it. That was in the beginning, right?
That was in the beginning. If you pay attention and watch it again, you're gonna see that's a reoccurring theme. It's even the theme before. I
didn't get it. Yeah, what she said. Mm-hmm.
He has to be a control. That's what she meant. His ego will not let him relinquish control. He has to control. In the movie, in the dream, what did he have to do? He said, I need to take your power. He told America, I gotta take your power. You can't control it. That's what he told her.
Knows better than everybody else, yeah.
Right, so his whole thing is that he knows the other thing. When he was at the wedding, he sat next to
Scarlet Witch was telling him too. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly. You do it and you're a hero. I do it.
Yep. And I'm back. Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't seem fair.
Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So the hypocrisy dealing with Dr. Strange. So even when he sat down next to his old colleague at the wedding ceremony, and he asked him, like, was there any other way you could have did this? And he was like, there was no other way. And he's like, yeah, of course, you're the best surgeon and you're the best superhero. But you still didn't get the girl. Remember, they had that conversation. He was sitting in the pews.
Very beginning,
In the very beginning. So, so it was always, and then later on, when he's brought before the Illuminati, because you mentioned the Illuminati, we're gonna get into that. The whole thing was they told him the story about how the Doctor Strange in that universe died, and it was the fact that he put them all in jeopardy because he said, just like always, Stephen, you had to do it your way. You know what I'm saying? He went out and he got the Darkhold there. And he started what they call it, dream walking. And he started doing certain things that he wasn't supposed to do just to reach the end. he was able to succeed in defeating Thanos, but it had changed him. And you notice the change because they'll show you the black fingertips.
That energy.
That energy.
That's part of the dark cold energy on him, or what energy? I know it's I know it's something. You know exactly.
That's the dark cold energy taking hold of him. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of gives you the idea, like kind of like a goth-like witch type sentiment. You know what I'm saying? Them black fingertips. You know, you may see people in goth use black fingernail polish. So it's kind of symbolizing that. You know, in more science, we said black according to science means death. So, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But yeah, that's what took place. So they said because he wanted to do his own thing in that situation, they went ahead and he accepted that he had to be killed. That Doctor Strange, they had to take his life because at that point in time there was no point of return for him.
Wow, I gotta watch. See, this is Doctor Strange with the dark hole energy on him as the action figure.
See, yeah.
But and then what I'll say too is you know what part I didn't understand was when he was in memory lane in that parallel universe with Chavez, and he was sitting with Christine, and she said, "How could you afford this? Did you get another scholarship?" I think she said. And he said, "No, I just sold one of the kidneys that I operated on last week." So that right there is, you know, kind of showing how he's kind of like inhumane, if you will, like just, you know, profit, like that, you know, show like a little bit of shystiness of his character without, you know what I mean? Like that's Doctor Strange. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
so I think he has a little issues with that too, and you know.
Yeah, definitely. If you look at the first movie, he's always got this character. He has a cockiness about himself. Always, you know, he's arrogant, you know, and he has this aspect of trying to being better, one up on somebody. That was his thing.
And that's the ego, like you're saying, the ego.
His ego. He's ruled by ego.
That's interesting because at the same time he's compassionate and incompassionate at the same time. It's really weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, so that's kind of like psychotic, you know what I mean?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's really crazy. You know what I mean? He's really he's a messed up character, man. He's messed up in the head, really.
Yeah, that's true. He is, and it's crazy because within his in his flaws, with all his flaws, his human flaws, you'll still like his character for his abilities. You know what I'm saying? And he gets the job done. You know what I'm saying? Like we have those personality types where people actually are attracted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's a jerk, but you know,
like the same, like the Iron Man complex.
Yes.
Like you need Iron Man, but you know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. But you wouldn't really want to be around him. Yeah. Exactly.
You know, so I love that how they do that. Like I love, you know, I guess like the story, you know, how artists can just, you know, create a character like that. Like I'm fascinated with the writing, you know, that they came up with, man. It's an awesome story, man. Like the whole Marvel universe. It's like,
oh yeah,
and it just to know that this is, you know, the old story. What year did Doctor Strange come out? Is this something that came out before we were born and I was still like up on it, like as if it's new, and it is new and improved? Like that's amazing.
Oh yeah.
You know, what year was the first Doctor Strange comic? Do you recall?
I don't recall. I know it's an
I
old.
think it might have even been before we were born, man.
I wouldn't doubt that at all. I know it's an old. No, it's definitely old. It's old.
You know, and then to see how like Marvel brings something from a comic book, like these are ideas that people had in comic books years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're just merging, you know, the comic book art with modern day technology, presenting it to you, you know, in a new age and, you know, modern. And so, man, it's just that movie. I mean, I didn't even finish watching the whole thing, but it's amazing. I'm watching it on this little iPad, little screen. I got a big TV, but I've been watching on this little screen, and it's still amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
and also too, I think it's also for like, see, it's a lot of subliminal stuff. Like I said, with the you know, just inspiring people to harp on negative events in their life, you know, over loved ones lost. But it's also like promoting psychedelics, man. We can't ignore that. You know what I mean? Like if you're telling me that people wasn't doing everything they could before they went to go see this movie, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'd be surprised. But it's got that, you know, like, oh, let's go do this. Let's pop and go see Doctor Strange, dude. Like
yeah, for real. Just to get the effect. I know. Yeah, man. It's there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of subliminals in it. Like we haven't even touched into the aspect of what happened when he went through the different universes. Like when they took those trips, like each one of those universes, it gets deep. So
one of them was Paint.
One was like a cartoon, one was black and white, one was like a hellish type thing, skeletons, water.
And I swear that pizza is symbolic too. And the pizza.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because her and Peter Parker is into the pizza.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's a new character. She's carrying that on, like, oh, the pizza. I just know she's always into the pizza.
She's always into the pizza, yep. Yeah.
So
so
I wonder where they're going with that.
Yeah, that should be interesting. That should definitely be interesting. Yeah, they got what they're doing right now. What I saw with what they did with all those different dimensions, they took it to a level where you could kind of like have a whole conversation about each dimension. You know what I'm saying? And when he asked her how many you went to, how many universes you went
72.
to, he said 72, 73, including
this one.
Yep. So 72, that's a powerful number, like the 72 names of God in the, you know, the Hebrew Judaic system and Kabbalah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it gets deep. And like I said, those universes are like neurons. You know what I'm saying? In the whole scheme of things. So if you think about your mind, you actually go through universes in the dream state at this time, and you probably can do it at will. But they use the term Illuminati, which was 6 members of the which included what they had.
I didn't get to see who was in there. Do they really show who it is?
Yeah, they show who it is.
I know Namor isn't, like in the comic book, Namor is part of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
T'Challa is part of the Illuminati. Is T'Challa in this?
No, they invited him, but he turned it down in the comic books. That's something that, we gotta let it be known. A lot of people, what we're building on, a lot of people, if you don't understand the comic book part of it, you won't get as much of it. So we're gonna get into it. But you're right, he was connected. They did offer Black Panther, T'Challa, a seat. He turned it down in the comic book. But it's Namor,
in this movie?
Huh? Not in the movie,
Namor,
in the comic book. In the comic book,
but
it's Namor,
okay.
Professor X, it's Doctor Strange, it's what my man named Iron Man.
Iron Fist. Or is it Iron Man? Iron Man? Okay, Iron Man, Tony Stark.
I know those.
And somebody from isn't Luke Cage part of it?
No,
Iron Fist? No?
Yeah.
Somebody, wow. Oh, from the moon. The dude from the moon. Black Bolt.
Bolt, yeah. Yep.
Black Bolt.
Black Bolt is in there, and there's one more.
I think Medusa, his wife, Medusa, no?
Maybe, maybe not. I forget the sixth member.
Okay.
I ain't gonna
Black
front.
Bolt.
In the comic book, I forget the sixth member. In the
I know
movie, I know in the movie they have Bolt, they have him, they have Professor X, they have
wow.
they have Captain Carter, which is the
woman, yeah, the female Captain America. I like Captain Carter. She's in this movie?
She's in this movie.
Yo, man, did you see a series?
I never saw
Agent Carter. Oh man, you got to see Agent Carter.
Okay.
Yo, listen. Agent Carter is like, all right, look, when I was coming up, everybody was like, oh, Dick Tracy, Dick Tracy, Dick Tracy. Remember the movie came out, Madonna was in it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Agent Carter is like the Dick Tracy of Marvel.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like the speakeasy vibe in America during that, you know what I mean? During that time. You know what I mean? So it's man, it's, you know, I mean, it just takes you back. Like, you know, whoever does the wardrobe, they do a real good job. Just the actors. It's like what you really feel like you're watching an old time movie, but in the modern day.
Right.
I'm telling you, Agent Carter, man, it's real good.
Yeah, she's in the movie. She's in the Illuminati. Her, Professor X, Bolt, Reed Richards, which is Mr. Fantastic.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
Miss Marvel, the sister, Miss Marvel, she's in there. And of course,
wait. Miss Marvel?
Yeah.
Monica Rambeau or
the other one.
The one who the little girl?
The young, I believe that's the
Carol Dam.
I believe that's the one. I believe that's.
I mean, wait. When you say Miss Marvel,
Rambeau, not Monica Rambeau from WandaVision, not her.
The Pakistani girl. No,
it's a sister.
Oh, but you said it's. I don't know who that is. Miss Marvel.
I want to say that's Miss Marvel. She got the black and silver suit.
That's Monica Rambeau.
Now, right, but it's not the same character. It's not the same actress in WandaVision.
Oh, I really got I got to finish watching. Oh,
it's a whole different actress in there.
Oh, okay.
That's she was in a movie. I think she was in another Marvel production before. This is the same actress, but it's the Miss Marvel character. It is definitely the Miss.
Because I'm confused with the Miss Marvel character, though. To be people for real, because Carol Danvers is one. She's the European, right?
Right.
And then you have the Miss Marvel, which is
she's another one.
She's another one, and then you have the Pakistani girl, right?
I think so.
Or she Bangladesh, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's three Miss Marvels.
Right. If you see it, when you watch it, you're gonna see what I'm talking. And again, I may have even. I'm quite sure that's Miss Marvel, unless that gotta be Miss Marvel. But
okay.
But she's in there, and who else did I miss? Of course, the person who took over seat, Dr. Strange's seat, was Mordo. Mordo took over his seat. So he went by Carl Mordo in that movie, Baron Carl Mordo. He addressed himself. In the first movie, he was just Mordo.
Yeah.
In this movie, he goes by, I just said it. It's a Baron Carl Mordo.
Cucumber juice. Everybody get you. Spill some. Cucumber juice.
So that's the 6 members. So that's the Illuminati. Now, they also have Vishanti. And in Vishanti, you have what's known as the Book of Vishanti. Book of Vishanti and Vishanti itself is actually a triad or triune of three gods. So again, you won't find that in the movie. You're going to find that when you read the comics. Vishanti would be equivalent in what we call in more science, the triune Allah, but the physical version of it. And then you have the living tribunal. Remember in the first Doctor Strange, they had the staff of the living tribunal. The living tribunal is actually a triune itself as well, but they're on a cosmic level. And they deal with three aspects of the cosmos: equity, necessity, and vengeance. So that's the living tribunal. The Vishanti, that's actually like three godlike beings. One of them.
The Vishanti?
Yeah, the Vishanti. The Vishanti is actually a group of three deity beings. Their job is to protect the earth realm in the comics, in the comic books version. And one of their names is a woman named Ashtor. Ashtor is another way of saying Ishtar.
Ishtar.
Right. So Ishtar, Astari, all of that. Where you get the holiday Easter, all of that comes from that. So Ashtar in that group is just a play off of that word. And then another one of them is Amagato. Amagato is where you get the Aya Amagato, the Aya Amagato in the first movie. They talk about the Aya Amagato, right? Amagato is actually the name of one of those beings in that triune called the Vishanti. And then the other one is like a half animal, half human type deity called Hogarth, half lion.
What animal? What animal?
Lion.
What animal?
A lion.
Half lion.
Yeah, has the face of a lion. So that's kind of like your Bass energy, the Bass deity. You know what I'm saying?
From the Black Panther, yeah.
Right. So so these terms that you'll hear, you catch what I'm saying? When you get into the comics, they get deeper into that. That gets you into your, like I said, the triune aspect, the elder gods. They have a concept of the elder gods. That would be like the Elohim and all of that. So, yeah.
The Vishanti, what culture is that from? Is that from the Vedic culture? Like, I wonder, like, the origin of that name.
From what I researched, it's a made up name, but it's kind of a play off of the Vedic culture, like Vishnu, but it's not a real,
Okay.
From what I researched, it's not a real word.
Oh, all right. Because I want to see what I could find too, because it sounds like Ashanti, but you know what I mean? So it's like, and
Yep.
and Vishnu, and you know what I mean? So it sounds like Vishnu and Ashanti put together, like Vishanti. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's interesting. But
Yeah.
wow, I can't believe it's a made up. That's I'm surprised. It sounds like something that already exists. Like, oh, the Vishanti. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's amazing.
Yeah, man. So it touches on a lot of different things, man. So it's a interesting movie, man. Definitely, it's something that I don't mind watching again. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
I'm gonna
things. Yeah.
All of those movies. Listen, every Marvel movie. I mean, I don't think you could watch them once. In order to understand them, you got to watch them 3 times.
At least.
You can't watch them once. You're not gonna understand it because they don't make them for you to watch them once.
Right.
They make them so that you have to like, oh wait, I gotta rewind. I gotta go back and look because now this is of significance. You know what I mean? Like they make it like a, you know, it's almost, I don't want to say, it's not like choose your own adventure, but maybe it could be depending on your imagination. Because they leave a lot of things open in the air, like you have to like guess, you know, like what happened, like whatever happened to Captain America, like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you could kind of almost choose your own adventure with some of these stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And then
when like open for interpretation. Mm-hmm.
It is. And then when you add the aspect of the multiverse where there's different realities, so there's different outcomes. You get what I'm saying? You know, and then
it's amazing, man.
Amazing, man. And then they introduced a thing called incursion where worlds collide. You know what I'm saying? So one universe can collide with another universe to create a whole new reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely interesting.
And this is just the beginning. They're using this story to help everybody understand the possibilities.
The possibilities. And that gets back to something I tell a lot of people about. I know we all heard about it. The ability to manifest your realities and create your realities. Like in More Science, it says we are creators and create our own heaven and hell. So when you look at it from that realm, like I said, the universes, the multiverses connected, like resembling the neurons, you literally have the opportunity to create worlds. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, you should look at it like that. If you're really into metaphysics, you should really look at it like, how do you, as the person, being the one in control, as opposed to just looking at it simply as being entertainment, because it is entertaining, but how this science that they're talking about is a real science. It may not be working the same way as it's being displayed, but it's real. All drama, like you said, all stories is rooted in some fact. You know what I'm saying? Particularly when you deal with this is not, all of it ain't made up. So we got to be able to see how we can start using this. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I like the fact of what the conversation that I had some years ago with a Seer to Tears about the comic books. You know what I'm saying? Even when Black Panther, we talked about Black Panther, how that came out, how we was all of a sudden we had this pride about it. People were dressed up at the movie theaters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it stimulates something in the subconscious where you can actually manifest. Now people are talking about creating their own version of Wakanda. So we are creative people when you plant that seed. So just like you said, you got to be careful what you put in, because you take it to heart. You know what I mean? So say that. So yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I like to say that I get the same thing. Like, Wong said, okay, when you talk to the Scarlet Witch, be careful with your words. Why? Because words create reality.
Yes.
Also, it seemed like words also can be a form of a contract, verbal agreement.
Yep.
So these are all aspects of creating reality. So yeah, I totally get it. And it's like I really feel like the movie, it was a lot about being, like, I always get the sense of being mindful.
Indeed.
As I'm watching it, I guess, so I don't miss anything. But it has the energy of see, I haven't gotten through this one, but it has the energy. It makes me feel like being disciplined and mindful. If I was to take the positive aspects of the Doctor Strange, and also, yeah, and to be compassionate, like the discipline part comes in when I see them in the temple. It inspires me to be, all right, this is the way. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then when you listen to Doctor Strange and his mistakes and his mishaps, it just reminds you to be mindful. And also, if you take it the right way, maybe you could do the opposite of harping on the things that get you down in life, and you could see how it doesn't make sense to hold on to certain things that you can't change in life.
Right.
Let those things go, and maybe you can see how silly it is, to try to hold on to things that just will never happen.
Indeed.
So I can look at this film And that's the positive, that's the what I could take from it to help build in my life.
Absolutely. That's a great way to look at it. I agree with that. So yeah, it's definitely some tools we can use, you know what I'm saying, if we so choose, to kind of look at how we navigate and create our own reality, man. Like you said, words create reality. And so, like we're doing right now with this conversation, man, it was a good conversation, good build. We built for over an hour and a half, man. We got some people out here in the chat. I just want to take time out to give acknowledgement.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, let's go down from the top. Of course, the brother Hakeem Miles, peace to you. We got more Portal in the place. We got Akeem. I hope I say it right. Akeem Asal. Ismail. My apologies if I messed up. La Familia Entertainment, that's Leo's Bay. Peace and love. Brother Bay. That's Sheikh William Jackson Bay. Islamism. Tahe L. Peace. And then we got more alignment in spirit. Oh man. My man, my brother out there in Georgia territory, Islam. Divine Feminine, I know who that is. Makia L. Islam, peace. We got she said, talking about we need to take back music. Yeah, they doing some definitely good things out there with the music, her and her other half. Yeah.
Let me show you something real quick.
Spirit says, Paz ye amor, hermano, Shem El. Yes. So yeah, they're definitely honest to everybody out there. Peace and love to the family. I'm glad y'all could come in and be watching out here and participating. You know, we just having a good conversation. And I'm gonna let my brother go ahead and show the crown. Go ahead and talk your talk, brother. Let them know.
Just had to show y'all, you know what I'm saying? I got something for the Moors over here. I really, I mean, you keep going. I just wanted to, just grab that real quick. I felt like grabbing that real quick.
Absolutely. That was that Noble Drew Ali on that crown right there. Yeah. Absolutely. And the Moorish flag, of course.
Let them see the variety. Let me grab a few more. Hold up.
Absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, family. So for those who want to support, like I said, the information is in the chat. It will also be in the description as well. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and let them know what you got, brother.
Yeah, so these are my personal crowns right here, but I can make some crowns for people if they like, but I'm a crown, I'm a crown maker. Hopefully you all will be crown collectors, and I'm just showing you some of the variety of what I have to offer, and yeah, these are all my personal ones right here though, but I do have some available. You can call me, I can text you images, or you can go straight to the site. And I want everybody also to check out my my YouTube channel. There'll be a link in the description and all of that. You guys can like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, that'd be tight. You know what I mean? I don't really have much more to say. I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm happy. I feel like we aced it.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. We gave the people quite a bit to marinate on. You know what I'm saying? And once again, it's a pleasure. Once again, brother, to build with you. And
yeah, man.
Absolutely. Thank everybody.
I mean, I guess I'll say this, man. If anybody could help out on a Cash App, my number is 212-256-1358. Any Cash App offerings would be appreciated. Definitely, especially at this time. 212-256-1358. So I can keep creating the art that I do. If you don't buy a crown, the Cash App would be appreciated.
There you have it. There you have it. Once again, brother, appreciate you. I appreciate everyone out there supporting this movement, of putting out this information. And until next time, to you all, peace and love.